Now on Coast TV News.
It's another day of heat headlines for Delmarva. Excessive heat warnings all across the area as that hot and humid weather continues. But storms will cool us down slightly later today into the weekend. I'll time it out on Futurecast coming up.
Campaign finance fallout, the shakeup on the team working to get Bethany Hall Long elected governor in Delaware after some issues were found in an audit.
Back home, the prisoner exchange that led to freedom for 3 Americans.
Beach building battled the effort in Dewey to gain control of a building that is home to its beach patrol.
This is Coast TV News Today.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensig.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Paige Marley. It's Friday, August 2nd, 2024.
Ending week 1 of the Olympics. I don't think we planned this, but we did go red, white, and blue today. Even Bob's got red and blue going on.
And Bob is very patriotic because he has like the stripes as well.
Yeah.
He has the polka dots that kind of look like stars. Bring in Bob now. Let's see, Bob, you're just cheering on Team USA, aren't you?
Oh, I think we all are.
Yeah.
Go USA. Yeah. I mean, Katie Ledecky yesterday tearing it up in the pool. Absolutely. Looking forward to more Olympics throughout the day and more heat today for Delmarva. Excessive heat warning, excluding the coast. So inland, this purple shaded area, we're feeling like 104 to 108 later on. That also goes for inland Maryland. Right along the coast, you have a heat advisory. So anytime you see a heat advisory at the beaches, that's pretty unusual. Temperatures in the low to mid 90s there. And for the eastern shore, excessive heat warning temperatures feeling like triple digits. Already into the mid to upper 70s, even 80 in Rehoboth right now. Winds are not going to help today as we're looking at, well, some clouds out there and some clear skies as well. So sun and clouds and maybe some storms later today. But the big story is the heat again. Late morning already low 90s, and then by mid-afternoon we're well into the mid 90s, inland 70s and 80s at the beaches, and feeling much hotter with the humidity and maybe some storms this evening too, maybe some damaging winds. UV index today sponsored by Ocean City is at 10, very high. Burn time only 5 minutes. So be careful in the sun and in the heat as well. Stay hydrated. The best thing to do is just to stay in air conditioning.
Thank you, Bob. Home at last. Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich, former Marine Paul Whelan, and others wrongfully convicted in Russia released in the United States, largest prisoner swap with Russia since the Cold War.
NBC's Drew Petrimo shows us how the Biden administration says this historic multinational prisoner swap involving 7 countries was years in the making.
3 American citizens back on U.S. soil. Paul Whelan, a Marine veteran, held since 2018. Evan Gershkovich, a Wall Street Journal reporter, detained last year. And Alsu Kurmasheva, a Russian-U.S. dual citizen who was visiting her mother in May of last year when she was taken into custody. All sentenced to time in Russian prison before being part of an extraordinary multinational prison swap with Russia.
Great satisfaction and a feeling of relief for the family.
The Americans greeted by President Biden and Vice President Harris. The emotional scene is the result of years of diplomacy between the U.S., its allies, and Russia.
Long time in coming. I was absolutely convinced we could get it done.
To get it done, the U.S. worked with allies, including Germany, Slovenia, and several others. Russia insisted on the release of Vadim Krasikov, convicted of murder in Germany, but part of the swap. In all, Russia released 16 detainees and received 8 in return.
What made you feel so confident?
Our relationship with other heads of state that I had to get to agree on all that.
It's a question that we grapple with every time that we look at the hard decisions involved in one of these exchanges. It is difficult to send back a convicted criminal to secure the release of an innocent American.
But after weighing its options, the U.S. government says the benefit of reuniting Americans with their families outweigh any risks of the deal. Drew Petrimo, NBC News, Washington.
And the prisoner swap comes at a time of high tensions between the U.S. and Russia over the war in Ukraine. Also comes as Biden is expected to spend this weekend in Wilmington.
The Dewey Beach Patrol is looking to take ownership of a life-saving station. Since the late 90s, this building has been its home. From Beach Patrol services to town meetings and events, the building plays a key role in the community. But the town currently does not own it, the state does. For about a year, the town has been working on an agreement to take over ownership. The town wants to preserve the property and ensure they will never have to deal with the leasing price increasing.
Yeah, as you can see from just looking around, There's a lot of townhomes and condos in the area. This is one of the last few small buildings like this.
And if the agreement happens, the town would not be able to develop or sell the property. It must be used for public service. The town says if it does take ownership, it would make it a historical site since the first beach patrol sat right there.
Here's what the scene is like this Friday morning at the Ocean City Inlet. You got the glow of the sun coming up. Plenty of activity in the early morning hours later, in a few days from now. Next week, the White Marlin Open begins on Monday, and one of the boats registered is this one. That's the Catch-23, and it belongs to NBA all-time great Michael Jordan. That 82-foot-long yacht is based out of Jupiter, Florida. The Catch-23 has been a regular at the White Marlin Open since 2019.
Yeah, and as of this morning, there are 150 boats registered for this year's tournament. It's the 51st White Marlin Open, which claims to be the world's largest and richest billfish tournament. Last year, not a single White Marlin, though, that was brought to the Harbor Island scales met qualifications. The top prize, however, of over $6 million went to John Oles of Laytonsville, Maryland. He hauled in a blue marlin weighing over 640 pounds. Registration, that continues until 7 p.m. Sunday night.
All right, we talked about it a few minutes ago at the top of the hour. First full week of the 2024 Paris Olympics coming to a finish. And today on Coast TV, you can tune in for events like sailing, surfing, and table tennis.
Sounds fun. Team USA is crushing the Olympics this year. We're going to recap where we currently stand with our medal count.
Okay, so let's take a look at where everything shakes out. Team USA still number one in the overall medal count. They earned 7 more medals on Thursday. They now have a total of 37, and now a whole 10 medals ahead of the next highest nation, France. Australia, Japan, they tie in gold medals with a total of 8 each. And then rounding out the next group of nations in our top 9 here that we're featuring, we have Italy, South Korea, and Canada.
All right, now let's get into some of the medals that make up our country's total of 37. Of course, in gymnastics, we have Simone Biles, Suni Lee, Jordan Childs, Jade Carey, and Hesley Rivera. They won gold in their team competition. In swimming, we know her and love her. Maryland native Katie Ledecky also won gold in the women's 1,500-meter freestyle. Skateboarder Najah Huston, I always say that right, Houston? Sorry if I got your name wrong, earned a bronze medal in the men's street competition. In rowing, we have Justin Best, Liam Corrigan, Michael Grady, and Nick Mead. They won gold in the men's 4 competition.
Yeah, where's Katie Ledecky from again?
Maryland.
Okay.
Woo.
Olympic Zone continues tonight on Coast TV. This is a daily summary and showcase of up-to-the-minute Olympics content. Really cool behind-the-scenes stuff here that sets the stage for the most important action every night of the games. All this is happening exclusively on Coast TV at 7:30 during the games.
All right. Well, Delaware's Bay beaches, which are badly eroded, they're about to get bigger. The state and Army Corps are partnering for a project they say aims to use sand dredged from the Delaware River to benefit communities along the Delaware Bay shore. They'll identify the available sand and decide where it should be placed to help restore and protect the shoreline.
A forensic audit uncovered irregularities in the campaign finances of Delaware Lieutenant Governor Bethany Hall Long. The Sussex County native is running for governor in next month's primary, and we have learned her campaign manager and fundraiser have chosen to leave the campaign in the next couple of days.
This morning, Delaware State Police will continue to investigate a pretty wild accident that happened at the Waves Car Wash in 5 Points in Lewis. According to police, a Subaru Forester leaving the car wash couldn't handle a turn. It hit a concrete pole, flipped over onto its roof. All of this happening around 3:30. Now on your screen, we're going to show you what the crash looked like and EMS crew there with a gurney. According to the Lewis Fire Department, the driver, a 69-year-old man from Lewis, the only person hurt in the accident, was taken to the hospital for minor injuries. All right, well, we're just getting started this hour of Coast TV News Today.
Deciding on dog park, we'll tell you what some locals in Georgetown say about where a proposed park should not go.
And heat hinders nothing. We're showing you how so many people did not let the hot weather stop them from enjoying the dog days of summer.
And Cape Talks traffic. We'll tell you what could be changing to make the entrance to the state park better for drivers. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
If you're looking to build at the beach, the Lee & Wilkinson Group is here to represent you. We'll guide you through the process to turn your dream home into a reality. Our long-standing relationships with both the large and boutique builders and extensive knowledge of our market are just some of the reasons why we've been the #1 real estate team in coastal Delaware for over 25 years. From foundation to forever, The Lee Ann Wilkinson Group is a proud affiliate of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, PenFed Realty.
Find your summertime style at H&H Furniture and Appliances in Pocomoke. Refresh your home with our huge in-stock selection. Ask about our prompt delivery and up to 12 months interest-free financing. Try out our full range of Serta mattresses, America's #1 mattress brand. Relax in our Lazy Boy Motion Furniture Gallery. Browse our full line of appliances like Speed Queen. And trust our professional and experienced service and installation team. Make your home a reflection of you at H&H Furniture and Appliances in Pocomoke.
Feeling the summer sizzle? Is it turning your home into a sauna? At FH Fur, we know you can't wait when your AC is down for the count. That's why we're offering same-day service, guaranteed. If we don't make it to you the very same day, you will pay a diagnostic or dispatch fee, plain and simple. So whether your AC is blowing hot air, your thermostat is on the fritz, or your entire system needs replacing, an FH Fur expert technician will bring your comfort back today.
877-CALL-FUR, FHFur.com.
A happy place comes in many colors. One that leaves you feeling refreshed.
Thank you very much, honey.
Something that gets you all fired up. Or gives you the space to chill. Whatever your color, bring happiness home with CertaPro Painters and make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy.
Feels like home.
Just about 6:13 on this very warm and muggy start. Looks like folks getting their seats at the beach already in Rehoboth. Very hazy out there. 79 degrees at the present time. 76 in Georgetown. Millsboro 78, 79 Rehoboth. If it's this warm this early, you know it's going to be a hot one today as we're looking at hazy sunshine and just a few clouds. Watch out this evening. We could be looking at some storms that could produce heavy rain and gusty winds, and keep an eye to the sky on the golf course as well. And make sure you have a lot of water. 94 out there, but feeling like 104. And make sure to call the CoastTV First Alert weather phone, sponsored by Baird, Mandalis, Brockstead, and Federico.
Arrived at the weekend, and if you've been to Cape Henlopen State Park on a Saturday in the summer, well, you've likely sat in traffic for a period of time. DNREC admits current entrance is confusing and it can cause traffic to back up. The agency is working with an engineering firm on plans to use other roadways within the park. DNREC says there would be more room for traffic waiting to get in, and this would also include a dedicated lane for campers that are also looking to check in. Have an update out of Rehoboth Beach. This is about the paving project on Rehoboth Avenue. It is set to start in September. Now, the plan here is to mill, pave, and restripe the road, and there will also be some curbing work, along with carving out additional handicap parking spaces. This work will be done from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Sundays through Thursdays.
It's already the start of a new school year for some students, which means back-to-school shopping is going to be in full swing. According to the National Retail Federation, this school year, families, they're expected to spend on average nearly $900 a family. Total back-to-school spending is expected to reach nearly $39 billion this year. Well, you can now call it a comeback. Kohl's announced it's bringing back Babies R Us shops. They're adding it to 200 of its stores. They're beginning to open this month, and they will all be ready by the holidays. But don't worry if you don't live near one, because Babies R Us items will also be available online.
And a gorgeous sunrise this morning on the Tunlin Razor Cam. Look at the sun. It's been up about 10 minutes, and it's going to be a hot one today. You want to stay out of the sun with the high heat, humidity, excessive heat warnings. Some relief with storms heading into the weekend, and maybe some damaging winds possible as well. I'll have your weekend forecast coming up next.
Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
Welcome to Kelly's Outdoors in Millsboro, your local superstore built for the outdoorsman. We carry a well-stocked selection of freshwater and saltwater bait, tackle, and gear for your next fishing trip, plus a wide selection of ammo, apparel, archery gear, and accessories for the seasoned hunter. With the most recognized brands in the industry, we'll tailor any bow to fit your needs. And with tons of new products arriving daily, you'll be sure to find what you need for your next outdoor adventure. Visit Kelly's Outdoors in Millsboro, Delaware today.
Bring the taste of summer home with Harbor House Seafood, where the flavors of the sea and the sizzle of the grill come together. Indulge in the finest seafood, shrimp, crabs, scallops, and fresh fish, straight from the sea to your table. Savor premium black Angus meats, hand-trimmed New York strip, filet mignon, and fresh burgers hand-selected for your summer feast. This summer, discover the freshest flavors at Harbor House Seafood Market. Harbor House Seafood, your surf and turf market in Seaford, Delaware. Shop in person or online at harborhouseseafood.com.
Taylor Oil Company leads a family of services offering energy solutions to Delmarva since 1927. Summer heat can be taxing on cooling systems. Now is a time to look into savings offered by the latest energy-efficient heat pumps and air conditioning systems. D.T. Travis can recommend the best solution for your needs with just the right system for your home or business. The Taylor Oil family of services. One number for all your energy needs. Call 410-749-2151. Day or night, our service never sleeps.
When it comes to protecting your home, don't take chances with just anyone. Trust the experts at Spicer Brothers. Join thousands of satisfied customers who've chosen us for our exceptional service, quality installation, and unbeatable warranties. Whether you need a roof replacement or just want to upgrade the look of your home, we've got you covered. And right now, save up to 20% on your new roof, plus enjoy no interest and no payments until 2026. For a roof that's done right, trust Spicer Brothers day and night, because you deserve the best.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism. Somewhere to smile about.
Muggy Friday morning. Welcome back. Yeah, we're looking at another very hot day for Delmarva. Excessive heat warnings in place away from the coast, but even along the immediate coast, we're feeling like lower 90s later on. And this purple shaded color, well, we'll be feeling like about 104 to 108 later on. Excessive heat warnings as well around Salisbury and close to the coast, but right along the coast, you have a heat advisory there. So that's how hot it's going to be. Even along the coast, it's going to be hot. And for the eastern shore, excessive heat warnings as well. Here's what it will feel like around 5:30. Pretty rough around 104 to about 108 inland areas, and maybe even hotter than that, and feeling like mid-90s along the coast. And then heading into Saturday, another rough day, feeling like 104 to 108 inland, mid to upper 90s along the coast. This humidity level is just oppressive. And then by Sunday, feeling like mid to upper 90s, so not as bad, but still pretty hot. All right, we've got another hot stretch, and we've got some clouds out there moving in. Nothing all that significant right now. Nothing in the way of precipitation, but we look to the west. There is a trough spinning across the Great Lakes and some energy and storms out here. And I think some of this energy will move to the east this evening. And with all this heat and humidity in place, definitely could see some storms. Right now out the door, we're looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 70s with light winds. So let's walk you through it on Futurecast, looking at 70s, then quickly 80s, hazy conditions, very hot by 12:30, low to mid 90s inland, 70s and 80s at the coast. That's where the relief will be today, because inland it's feeling like mid 90s. And after about 5 o'clock, heads up for showers and storms, maybe some gusty winds with some of these storms. Make sure those outdoor items are secured just in case as we go through this evening. Some gustier storms actually could linger into very early Saturday morning, but still very muggy Saturday morning. Temperatures in the 70s, and then another day in the 90s. Probably not as high temperature-wise, but that humidity will be way up there with 80s and 90s, and then another round of storms as we go into Saturday evening. So keep that in mind. We will see storms from time to time with heavy rain and gusty winds into Sunday morning. And then Sunday itself, still some isolated storms and temperatures into the upper 80s. Want to fast forward to next week, because we could possibly be dealing with a tropical system, possibly coming up the coast. End of next week, Thursday into Friday. This is one scenario that some kind of tropical entity, maybe the remnants of Debbie, if it does develop in the Gulf, could bring heavy rain and wind to us. But that's just one model's take. We'll have plenty of time to watch that. Paul Davis 7-day forecast. Hot as we go into Saturday. Hit and miss storms through the weekend. More isolated Sunday, 87, 91 Monday. And then after that, temperatures do cool through the 80s with increasing storms, and watching for that potential tropical system for the end of next week.
Thank you, Bob. And it has been the weather story here the past couple of days. As Bob just showed us, a heat warning in effect for most of Delmarva. But despite the high temperatures, it was still no match for people on the coast. People could be seen outside enjoying their day. And one person we spoke with, Benton Albright, usually plays tennis for up to 2 hours, and he said he made sure to take proper heat precautions.
This breeze is really helpful. to cool us down. Once you get sweating, the breeze cools you down. We brought water. There's a water station over there we keep walking over to every once in a while. It's over with the public bathrooms.
Again, that heat warning in effect for most of today.
Artists, athletes, agriculture, your cool things to do this weekend are just ahead.
Right now, pet dander, skin cells, mold spores, pollen, and dirt are being sucked into your air ducts. Get cleaner air and system efficiency now with Stanley Steamer. For over 75 years, we've continually engineered our equipment and processes to deep clean your entire home. Your air ducts aren't clean until they're Stanley Steamer clean.
How many bottles of water do you drink every day? Wish you could get an endless supply of bottle-quality water right at your sink? You can with Shore Water Refining. For about $2 a day, you'll never need to buy another bottle of water. Our reverse osmosis system will take up less room than one case and save you time and money. And as a bonus, we'll install an emergency shutoff valve under your sink to protect you while you're away. Absolutely free. Call or visit us online at shorewaterde.com today to get started.
Windsor Teak Furniture, Fenwick Island offers the world's best drop leaf folding tables with 20 different versions in stock. They can be used with one leaf up or with two, and when both leaves are folded down, the table can be stored in 8 inches of space. We have drop leaf tables in dining, counter, and bar height, and they can seat from 2 to 6 people. We have a table for you. Drop by our showroom and smell the teak, or check us out at windsorteakfurniture.com, and remember, teak lasts a lifetime.
Do you feel like good customer service is a thing of the past? Achieving a top-notch lawn and healthy plants can be stress-free when it's with a company you can trust. I'm Richie with AC Plant and Turf, where we make it easy. When you call us, you'll speak directly to someone who cares about your needs. Timely service is our priority. Our experienced team is committed to resolving your questions or concerns quickly. Experience the simplicity and convenience of our service. Don't wait. Take the first step towards a beautiful lawn and landscape and call AC Plant and Turf today.
We are Active Pest Solutions, Delmarva's pest control experts. As temperatures rise, so does pest activity. If you don't protect your home, you're at risk of a pest infestation. Get 365-day protection from common household pests with our Proactive Pest Plan. With termites, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
For one of the fastest response times in the industry, call 302-645-1502 for a free evaluation. Active Pest Solutions, Delmarva's pest control experts.
Georgetown's dog park moving forward, just not in Sandhill Fields as originally thought. The committee that's looking to bring a dog park to Georgetown plans to make an independent nonprofit as it searches for a new spot. There were some concerns a dog park at Sandhill Fields would be too close to ball fields.
Oh, I love dogs, and I think it might be a problem here, but I think another area, I think it would be fine.
On August 20th, the committee will discuss other possible locations for a dog park there in Georgetown.
And we're joined again by First Alert meteorologist Bob Tri. Bob, I see you working there. You were tracking on what we can expect all day on the beach and along the bay. Pretty hot one, though.
Pretty hot. You know, a little bit of relief along the coast, not much, about 10 degrees cooler, so to speak. So instead of feeling like 106, it'll feel like, well, maybe 95 or 96 at the beaches. Actual temperatures are pretty toasty. Chincoteague, you're in the low to mid 80s. Watch out for the possibility of some storms this evening, okay? If you see those darker skies, head for shelter. Assateague, lower 80s. A rip current threat is low, but still swim with a buddy to stay safe. Fenwick Island and Ocean City, you're in the 80s as well. I think a little warmer in Fenwick Island, and on the bay side the next 3 days could see some storms later today in Cambridge and then on and off through the weekend. Temperatures do cool as we go into the weekend a little bit, and the same for Crisfield with those storms as we go into this upcoming weekend. I'll have much more on your forecast coming up in the next half hour.
First weekend of August marks the return of several annual events.
Yeah, Coast TV's Mallory Metzner shows us some cool things to do this weekend.
Celebrate the agriculture Delmarva has to offer this weekend, or if you want to watch artists or athletes, then this is for you. It's weekend one of the Rehoboth Art League's 51st annual Outdoor Fine Art and Fine Craft Show. Work from more than 100 artists will be on display at the League's Henlopen Acres campus. And the Pioneer Craft Club's annual craft festival is also on Saturday in the Ocean Pines Community Center and White Horse Park. Shop 100% handmade items and home decor. Music, meditation, and massages will all be in Milton at Karma Fest this weekend at Hudson Fields. Tent camping is available if you don't want to miss out on any of the yoga or live music. The Brandywine Valley SPCA's Go for Gold Weekends Adoption Special continues for all adult cats over 6 months old and all adult dogs over 1 year. The reduced fee of $24 is in celebration of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Celebrate local agriculture and honor farm families this weekend. The 24th Blessing of the Combines is coming to downtown Snow Hill. The parade begins at 11 a.m., plus cars, trucks, and motorcycles will be featured in the Wheels That Heal Car Club show. And the 14th annual Cheer Car Show is on Saturday, helping to feed hundreds of senior citizens in Sussex County. Berlin will be just peachy on Saturday. The 16th annual festival is back with pie baking contests and cooking demonstrations. It's free to enter the event on the lawn of the Taylor House Museum. The historic Lewis Farmers Market is kicking off National Farmers Market Week with its Tomato Festival. There are contests for the biggest tomato at the market and to guess the number of tomatoes in a jar. What is billed as the world's largest and richest billfish tournament is back next week, August 5th through the 9th in Ocean City. 400 boats participated last year with over $10.5 million in prize money. Meet your local first responders and learn about what they do on Tuesday. National Night Out events can be found in Georgetown, Ocean City, Blades, and Berlin. For full event schedules, go to CoastTV.com and click on this week's Cool Things to Do article, and keep watching the Olympics on Coast TV through August 11th.
Here at North Bay Marina, we know that boaters have the most fun.
Turn your dreams of a perfect kitchen into reality with That Cabinet Store, where a dedicated team of designers will bring your vision to life. Whether it's traditional or European, kitchen design is our specialty. And we can get your fully customized kitchen cabinets installed in as little as 4 weeks, semi-custom in 10 days. And if you're looking for new countertops, we offer quality in-house fabricated countertops. Dream today, designs for tomorrow at That Cabinet Store, located with Matt the Carpet Guy in Selbyville and Salisbury.
Look around, Delmarva. Have you noticed what everyone has been upgrading their homes with? That's right, our aluminum shingles. Whether on the farm or on the water, our metal shingles are made to withstand the dynamic weather patterns here on the shore. Our aluminum shingles have been tested for winds up to 200 miles per hour, can save you up to 40% on energy bills, and we guarantee them for life. Find out why hundreds of homeowners on Delmarva are making the switch. Call Delmarva Metal Roofing today.
Pain and immobility take you away from everything you love to do. That's why at PAM Health Rehabilitation Hospital of Georgetown, our focus is to rebuild your life by providing high-quality, post-acute care to those who suffered from serious injuries or illness. With state-of-the-art facilities, advanced robotics, highly trained professionals, and the highest level of rehabilitation care. It's all about gains. Gain your movement, gain your independence, gain your life back. PAM Health Rehabilitation Hospital of Georgetown.
Go Glass. Repair, replace, upgrade, or enhance. Go Glass is your go-to for everything glass, friendly and fast. From our Infinity insulated glass windows that we bake right here on Delmarva, to auto glass, and from shower doors to beautiful glass railings, even screen porches and patio doors. Go Glass is your one-stop shop for everything glass, friendly and fast. Online at go-glass.com. We're proud to be Delmarva's #1 glass company. Go Glass.
Now on Coast TV News.
It's another day of heat headlines. Excessive heat warnings for a good chunk of Delmarva today for more very hot and humid weather. That continues into a part of the weekend, but storms do cool us down slightly at that time. I'll time it down on a future cast coming up.
Return from Russia, the happy homecoming for 3 Americans who have been held in captivity for so long.
Audit aftermath with new concerns over financial irregularities, the fallout in the gubernatorial campaign for Sussex County's Bethany Hall Lawn.
Michael Jordan and more at the White Marlin Open. That's the Hall of Famer's boat. It is one of the ones that is registered as the countdown is on for this year's big fishing tournament.
This is Coast TV News Today.
August 2nd, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
Time is 6:31. Weekend's here. Too hot maybe for a hot tub, but not too hot, I hope, for grilling. That's on the agenda this weekend.
I have postponed grilling before because I've been like, it's too hot.
It is summer and I'm grilling,
Good
and
for
I don't
you.
care if it's 110 or 80.
Good. Hey, more power to you. But I have been known to cancel before because it is just too hot out. But it's also going to be a little wet out this weekend. So we'll bring in First Alert meteorologist Bob Try. Bob, maybe I'm dramatic. None of it sounds good to me.
I know. I mean, I like grilling myself, but the thought of grilling with it feeling like 108 and then maybe feeling like 120 or so by the grill, that's a lot of heat. But if you can take it, more power to you. Excessive heat warnings, inland parts of Delmarva, including Sussex County, Maryland as well. Heat advisory right along the beaches on into Worcester County. And for the eastern shore, excessive heat warnings. This purple shaded area, you could be feeling like 104 to 108 later today, and even mid-90s at the beaches and out the door. Actual temperature 78 in Millsboro, 76 Georgetown, 75 Indian River Inlet with just a little bit of a breeze. That breeze is not going to help today as we're looking at, well, just a few clouds moving in. Otherwise, it's hazy sunshine and just very, very hot with those temperatures quickly soaring through the 80s already, in the low 90s by 10:30, mid-90s by 12:30, and well into the mid-90s inland, 70s and 80s at the beaches, and with the humidity feeling a whole lot hotter than that. And do watch for storms this evening, maybe heavy rain and gusty winds. Wear the light colored clothing on the checklist today. Another green check mark for taking breaks and staying cool in AC preferably. Stay hydrated with water. Have your sunscreen at least 30 SPF, and make sure you have the sunglasses handy as well.
Bob, thank you so much. 3 Americans are back on U.S. soil after being held prisoner in Russia.
You can see that reunion right there on your screen. Their freedom, thanks to the largest prisoner swap between Russia and the West since the Cold War.
One of the released Americans is Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich.
Former U.S. Marine Paul Whelan also free after more than 5 years in a Russian prison.
The third released prisoner is Russian-American journalist Alsu Kurmashiva.
8 Russians were set free in exchange.
Closer to home now, Dewey Beach. They've been leasing this building we're going to show you on your screen, also known as the Dewey Beach Life Saving Station, from the state for years. But now the town's working to take ownership of it.
And Coast TV news reporter Elisa Weber spoke with members of the Beach Patrol. They say this building helps them do their job.
Since the late 90s, the Dewey Beach Patrol has called this building home. The current life-saving station on Dagsworthy Street is actually a replica of the Coast Guard station that sat right here during the 1800s. Dewey Beach Patrol Captain Todd Fritchman says his team needs this building to keep the community safe.
So it's everything to us, and without it, we wouldn't have the ability to provide a really professional service.
From beach patrol services to town meetings and events, this building is extremely important to the town of Dewey Beach. But the town currently doesn't own it, the state does. But the town is looking to change that. For about a year, the town has been working on an agreement to take over ownership. The main reason why the town wants to own the building is to ensure they never have to deal with the leasing price increasing. Another reason is the town wants to preserve the station.
Yeah, as you can see from just looking around, there's a lot of townhomes and condos in the area. This is one of the last few small buildings like this.
If this agreement goes through, the town is also looking to make this an historical site. The town also says since 65 lifeguards operate in the building, it wants to expand the restrooms, add showers, and lockers for the guards. If the town takes ownership of this building, it will not be able to sell it or develop it. And also it has to be used for public service like a lifeguard station. In Dewey Beach, I'm Elisa Weber, Coast TV News.
The Delaware Supreme Court ruled unanimously in favor of 2 pastors who alleged their religious freedoms were restricted during the COVID-19 pandemic. The pastors claimed Governor John Carney's emergency orders were illegal for banning in-person Sunday services, baptisms, and preventing indoor preaching. The lawsuit alleged Carney's order favored Jewish circumcisions over Christian baptisms. The Delaware Supreme Court stated that future governors now have this precedent to adhere to Attorneys for the pastors say the ruling ensures the religious freedoms of Delawareans are protected.
Let's go now to Ocean City, see what it's looking like there this morning. Plenty of yachts lined up there at Sunset Marina. Beautiful morning. A number of them, though, in town for next week's White Marlin Open.
And as of this morning, there are 150 boats registered for the tournament. This is the 51st White Marlin Open. It claims to be the world's largest and richest billfish tournament. Last year, not a single white marlin that was brought to the Harbor Island scales met the qualifications. The top prize of over $6 million went to John Oles of Laytonsville, Maryland. He hauled in a blue marlin weighing over 640 pounds. Registration for the tournament will continue until 7 p.m. Sunday night.
After a forensic audit uncovered irregularities in the campaign finances of Lieutenant Governor Bethany Hall Long, who is running for governor. We're going to show you what she looks like right there. There she is. The campaign says her campaign manager and her fundraiser have chosen to leave the campaign at the end of the week.
This morning, Delaware State Police will continue to investigate a wild accident at the Waves Car Wash in Lewis at 5 Points. According to state police, a Subaru Forester was leaving the car wash and couldn't handle a curve, hit a concrete pole, and flipped over on its roof. All of this happened around 3:30 in the afternoon. On your screen, you can see the crash and an EMS crew with a gurney. According to the Lewis Fire Department, the driver, 69-year-old man from Lewis, was the only person hurt in the accident, and he was taken to the hospital with minor injuries.
After months of discussion, Lewis is set to hold a public hearing that would pave the way for accessory dwelling units, also known as ADUs or tiny homes, in the city. ADUs are basically a smaller place to live that can be built on an existing property or even built into or on top of one. In the current draft ordinance, the city says allowing ADUs would, quote, help alleviate the worker and working family housing shortage, end quote. The public can share their thoughts on this draft ordinance next Monday.
Happening today, Essex Street and Fenwick Island East will be closed from 8 a.m. through the end of the day. This is for water line work. Town says drivers will not be able to access this area that we're showing you on your screen from Route 1. Instead, they should use Bunting Avenue through Farmington or Dagsboro Street. Still a lot more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Still coming up, couple commemorated. This one Delmar couple passed away years after surviving a traumatic attack. And we're going to tell you how their legacy will now live on in Delmar forever.
Also, shorebirds let lead slip. It started out promising for Delmarva, but we'll show you the middle inning trouble that resulted in a loss for the birds. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
Enjoy the season, taste the flavors, support the farmers. Shop the Berlin Farmers Market. Reconnect with the cycles of nature and your community. With a wide variety of produce and provisions, discovering the taste of small town charm never felt so good. The Berlin Farmers Market, Sundays from 9 to 1.
What could you do with your new Amish tradesman pole building?
A garage, workshop, pool house, office, in-law suite, or just a big old toy box. The Amish Tradesman provides free custom 3D design to reflect your vision, built with Amish quality. For nearly 20 years, our Amish crew continues to operate in Southern Delaware, where we live, work, and worship. Call us today to set up your free design consultation at 302-349-5550 or get inspired online at theamishtradesman.com.
Summer is here and so are the songbirds, so you need to disinfect those feeders at least once a month. You want to soak them in an equal parts of white vinegar and water for at least an hour to disinfect them. My Backyard in Ocean Pines carries all the products you need to keep your feathered friends healthy and safe. We also have a huge selection of quality hand-picked birdhouses, baths, seeds, unique gifts, and decor for expert and novice bird lovers alike. I can't wait to see you at My Backyard, where it's all about the birds and more.
In the world of real estate, it's not just about transactions.
It's about making your dreams a reality.
Penn Price & Associates isn't just a name, it's a promise.
We find a perfect match for every lifestyle and budget.
Finding a home can seem daunting, but with us, we help make it simple.
We transform spaces into stories.
At the heart of our team is a commitment to you. Together, we make the journey seamless every step of the way.
Enjoy the season, taste the flavors, support the farmers. Shop the Berlin Farmers Market. Reconnect with the cycles of nature and your community. With a wide variety of produce and provisions, discovering the taste of small town charm never felt so good. The Berlin Farmers Market, Sundays from 9 to 1.
6:40 on our Friday morning. Tyndall's Casual Furniture Cam and Laurel showing that sun already blazing hot with the haze and the humidity. It's going to be a scorcher out there for today. Excessive heat warnings and temperatures already well into the 70s in a lot of places, maybe slightly cooler at the beaches, but it's very, very muggy and there's only a light breeze. That's not going to really help out too much today. You want to find shade and air conditioning. Just a few clouds out there, hazy sunshine, and your golf forecast. Make sure you have a lot of water and maybe a change of clothes. You'll be sweating through your clothes. 94 this afternoon, feeling like 104 to 108 with the humidity, and watch for evening storms as well. Maybe some damaging winds. Call the CoastTV First Alert weather phone. It is sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalis, Brockstead, and Federico.
Thank you so much, Bob. The Del Mar community is mourning the loss of two of their own. A couple who survived a vicious attack years ago recently died and were laid to rest. Stephen and Judith Franklin passed away July 18th. Both in their 70s. In 2021, they were beaten by the same man who killed Del Mar Corporal Keith Hecook. Now, their daughter, Jennifer Franklin, is reflecting on her parents' resilience and their relationship with one another.
And they faced everything together. The separation of work, the hardship of grief and loss, all before their first surviving child was born. During their marriage, he worked for her, supported her, and protected her. He most loved to make her laugh.
Now, their causes of death have not been disclosed. Both Del Mar, Maryland and Del Mar, Delaware mayors announced that going forward, every August 1st will be Steve and Judy Franklin Day in Del Mar.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Last night, the Delmarva Shorebirds were aiming to win their first game of the series against Myrtle Beach, but after a quick start, the Pelicans soared back and soared ahead. Early on, it was a hot start for the Shorebirds. Leandro Arias skies this one to left field. It would be caught, and it would bring home the opening run of the game for Delmarva. For Aaron Estrada, it's a 1-0 Shorebirds lead, but then fast forward to the 6th. Still the same score until Alfonso Rosario whacks one down the left field line. That would bring a run in from second and tie the game up at 1. And then here comes the real backbreaker for the Shorebirds. Andy Garriola off the end of the bat down the right field line. It would leak all the way to the corner, brings home a couple of runs. Garriola was 0 for 10 in the series until that swing. He makes it 3-1 Pelicans. And they weren't done yet. Third hitter in a row coming up, about to knock in a run. Anderson Suriel loops one into right field with a broken bat, and that would be enough to win it for Myrtle Beach. The Shorebirds go on to lose this game 4-1. The Shorebirds will get their shot at revenge tonight on DSN at 7:05 p.m. That'll do it for sports. Have a great day, everyone.
Yeah, and as Luke just mentioned, tonight the Shorebirds continuing their series at Purdue against Myrtle Beach and looking to get into the win column at home after dropping the first 3 of this series. You can watch tonight's game on the Delmarva Sports Network. First pitch tonight on DSN just after 7.
A lot of folks already have a front row seat at the beach in Rehoboth, ready for a hot day as the sun's already scorching everybody. It's going to be a day with heat and humidity again, with heat headlines. And we do have storms heading into the upcoming weekend, cooling us off just a little bit. Maybe some damaging winds with those storms. I'll have your weekend forecast coming up next.
We're Coast Country, and we're Delmarva proud.
Are you tired of rust stains, funny smells, and floaties? Are you concerned about contaminants in your water? City or well, call Shore Water Refining. We'll perform a comprehensive water analysis and offer a cost-effective solution in less than 48 hours. From whole house systems with water softeners designed for Delmarva to reverse osmosis bottle quality water right at your sink. Shore Water Refining, family owned and operated for over 50 years. Call or visit us online at shorewaterde.com today.
When disaster strikes your property, recovering from damages can be tough on your time and your livelihood. The Restoration Group is available 24/7. Water, fire, and mold damage is our specialty. Our certified technicians and our client coordinator will help you navigate the process and give you peace of mind. When it comes to damage, we don't just restore homes and businesses, we restore lives.
Disasters are temporary, relationships are lasting.
Call the Restoration Group today for all your water, fire, and mold needs.
If you're experiencing ringing, humming, or buzzing in your ear, you may have tinnitus.
Tinnitus is a condition that can make it hard to understand speech, relax, or sleep.
If you have any of these symptoms, the first step is getting your hearing tested. The audiologist will be able to diagnose your problem and prescribe you devices that can alleviate your symptoms.
Hearing aids like Signius even offer tinnitus programs that can offset tinnitus noises.
To learn more information about Mast Audiology, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
877-CALL-FIR, FHFIR.com.
Hurricane season is here, which means power outages can strike anytime without warning. Don't get caught in the dark. Let the expert electricians at FH Fir install a Generac whole home standby generator, keeping your lights on, your family connected, and your home safe no matter what. Call FH Fir today and get $1,000 off. Plus, for a limited time, we'll include a whole home surge protector absolutely free. When Mother Nature strikes, it's too late. Stay powered, stay safe with FH Fir.
877-CALL-FIR, FHFIR.com.
It is 6:46 on our Friday morning. Let's take a live look now at Rehoboth Beach. Sun is up, Bob, and you can just kind of tell by looking at it, it's humid. And
it just has that look. You know, all we're missing is the sunglasses on the sun and the little smiley face. But yeah, that sun's going to be hot. We have a lot of folks already at the beach page, front row seats. I'm sure the beach is going to be a busy place. You want to be at the beach or near a body of water or indoors today. It's going to be that kind of a heat situation. Excessive heat warning away from the coast. The Delaware beaches, no advisories for you, but it's going to be hot, feeling like low 90s there. But inland with temperatures in the 90s, coupled with that high humidity, feeling like 104 to 108. That also goes for Maryland around the Salisbury area. And right along the coast, we do have a heat advisory that's in effect for Worcester County. You're going to be feeling like low to mid 90s even at the beaches. And for the eastern shore, excessive heat warning. And that goes until this evening, because look at this, how it feels like by about 5:30, feeling like around 104 to 108 inland areas, feeling like mid 90s at the beaches. And on Saturday, still feeling really hot. The humidity could actually be worse with temperatures a little lower, feeling like 105 to 108. Ouch. Mid to upper 90s along the coast. Then not as bad on Sunday, feeling like upper 90s, but still pretty darn toasty. As we're looking at clouds and radar right now, we're looking good travel-wise across Delmarva with mostly clear skies, just a few clouds from time to time. There is a trough of low pressure back to the west, seeing some storms across the Great Lakes. This energy is moving to the east, and that will start to fire up storms as we go into the weekend. Now, out the door, it's very warm, mid to upper 70s already, and a light southwest breeze. And breezes pick up a little bit today, but it's going to be a real hot breeze, like a blowtorch. By noon, we're into the low to mid 90s with 70s and 80s at the coast, around 83 at Bethany Beach, but 96 in Millsboro, 94 in Del Mar, and those 90s hang on this evening. So stay hydrated with water, and also keep an eye to the sky, because we're looking at showers and storms building in this evening, maybe some with heavy rain and damaging winds. Make sure those outdoor items are secured. Those could linger for a time overnight, and then Saturday is another warm and muggy day with upper 80s and lower 90s. Could see more storms building in, especially during the evening. Once again, maybe some damaging winds and some heavy rain. And then on Sunday morning, maybe another round of storms and temperatures warming through the 70s. And then not as hot as we go into Sunday afternoon, but still pretty muggy with 80s and still a chance of some storms. Here's our muggy meter as we go through the next several days. Really no relief in sight with very humid conditions. And I want to talk about the end of next week, because we could be looking at a tropical system developing in the Gulf of Mexico, maybe Hurricane Debbie. Now, a lot of the models take this offshore, but the one outlier is the European model, which actually brings it up through Virginia into Chesapeake Bay as we go into Friday and Saturday. If this is a scenario, we would be looking at rain and wind, but a lot of the models are keeping the system offshore. So we'll just have to watch this as we go through the next several days. Here's your Paul Davis 7-day forecast. 94 today. Heads up for those storms this evening and overnight, and more scattered storms on Saturday. 91, 87 Sunday. Not as hot, but still a few storms. And then 91 Monday, 88 Tuesday, and then increasing storms and moisture as we go into next week. It does cool off a little bit, and we'll be watching the tropics very carefully for the whereabouts of that potential tropical system.
Thank you so much. A very troubling story now. The search is underway for a suspect accused of assaulting a child in Ocean City.
And Coast TV News anchor Mallory Messner explains what happened and who police are looking for.
Ocean City Police says a 6-year-old boy was assaulted on Wednesday. Officers need your help finding a suspect. Take a look at your screen. The police department says it is looking for a heavy-set white man, possibly of Middle Eastern descent, who sports a dark beard. The agency believes the man is around 35 years old. He was last seen wearing light blue shorts, dark shoes, and carrying a white t-shirt. OCPD says the child was assaulted on Wednesday at 3:40 p.m. in a public restroom on 117th Street. The suspect was last seen running north in the Ocean City Square shopping center at 118th Street. Anyone with information should call Ocean City Police or submit a tip online. We have a link to that form along with the case number to reference on CoastTV.com. For Coast TV News, I'm Mallory Metzner.
Time is now 6:51. We're going to check in now with our coastal pet of the day.
And for this hour, our coastal pet of the day, this cuddly kitty. Look at that on your screen. That is Ned, who's coming to us from the Brandywine Valley SPCA. Ned likes to play with feathers and lounging around. Somebody, you got to go get Ned this weekend. You can meet him and other adoptable pets at the Brandywine Valley SPCA.
Do you think he's named after Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide?
I don't get that reference, Paige, but I will go with it.
Okay. If you grew up in my era and watched, I think it was Nickelodeon.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes me want to adopt Ned, though. It was a good show. Don't forget, though, send us pictures of your pets. Tell us what makes them so amazing.
Yeah, you can scan that QR code at the top of your screen, submit your furry friend to us here, and then watch weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
Seeing a beautiful sunrise this morning over Delaware Bay, some mid to high level clouds. Of course, the big story is the heat, intense heat today and tomorrow. It does ease a little bit through the weekend as we build some scattered showers and storms and some gusty winds possible with some of those storms. I'll have your 10-day forecast coming up after the break.
When style marries experience, great things happen. At that cabinet store, we work with you to design kitchens and bathrooms that look stunning and work seamlessly in your everyday life. DIY enthusiasts, contractors, or homeowners, we work with everyone in the same way, paying attention to your needs and every detail. Because your experience should be professional and personal.
That cabinet store, under one roof, with Matt the Carpet Guy and Imperial Granite. At the Salisbury Design Center, the perfect team for your design dreams. South Salisbury Boulevard.
Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach has been serving award-winning Italian food since 2008. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves traditional and coastal Italian cuisine, pairing Mediterranean flavors with fresh seafood and local produce. Lupo has an extensive all-Italian wine list, monthly wine dinners, and a friendly and knowledgeable staff. Popular dishes include chicken parmesan, lobster bucatini, and veal meatballs. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and open 7 days a week. See you soon.
Imagine a home that truly reflects your unique style and sophistication. Welcome to Bay to Beach Builders. Step into the brand new Idea Home and Design Studio in Greenwood, where your dream home takes shape. Select every style, every color, and every detail. Our design specialists will guide you through every step. Experience the unmatched quality of Amish craftsmanship, blended seamlessly with modern design. And the best part, our homes are surprisingly affordable, starting at under $200,000. Bay to Beach Builders. Imagine your home. Create your space. Live your life.
Time is now 6:55. It's time for some things you need to know before you go. 3 Americans are back on U.S. soil after being held prisoner in Russia. Their freedom thanks to a large prison swap between Russia and the West since the Cold War. One of the released Americans, Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gerskovich, also former U.S. Marine Paul Whelan, also free after more than 5 years in a Russian prison. And the third released prisoner, Russian-American journalist Alsu Kurmashiva.
Dewey Beach Patrol looking to take ownership of a life-saving station since the late 1990s. This building has been its home, but the town currently does not own it. State of Delaware does. For about a year now, the town has been working on an agreement to take over ownership. The town wants to preserve the property and ensure they never have to deal with the leasing price increase. If the agreement happens, the town would not be able to develop or sell the property, and it must be used for public services.
The Del Mar community mourning the loss of two of its own. A couple who survived a vicious attack years ago recently passed away. They were laid to rest. Stephen and Judith Franklin passed away July 18th. Both in their 70s. In 2021, they were beaten by the same man who killed Del Mar Corporal Keith Hecook. Their causes of death have not been disclosed, but both the Del Mar, Maryland and Del Mar, Delaware mayors announced that going forward, every August 1st will be Steve and Judy Franklin Day in Del Mar.
There are 150 boats currently registered for this year's White Marlin Open in Ocean City. It is the 51st event, which claims to be the world's largest and richest billfish tournament. Last year, not a single white marlin that was brought to the Harbor Island scales met the qualifications. That meant the top prize of over $6 million went to John Oles of Laytonsville, Maryland. He hauled in a blue marlin weighing over 640 pounds.
All right, it is 6:56. One more check in with First Alert meteorologist Bob Trahy.
Yeah, final check with Bob. I'm going to go with toasty to describe today, maybe burnt toast.
Yeah, burnt toast. Excessive heat, guys, and very muggy conditions out there. Here's our day-part forecast, warming up quickly through the 80s into the mid-90s this afternoon. A bit of a breeze. That's half the story. The feels-like temperatures, 105 to 108, even along the coast, feeling like mid-90s. So make sure you stay hydrated. Into the weekend, it does cool down a little bit. 91 with storms on Saturday. Could see some gusty winds and heavy rain with some of these storms. By Sunday, isolated storms, and then next week we start cooling down, and watch for the tropics for potential activity at the end of next week. We'll be watching that.
All right, Bob, thank you, and thank you all for joining us on Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, today's show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
All right, have a great day, everybody.